Alrighty, we are loading. And we are live.
Woohoo!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Thirsty Topics. I'm Lauren Selrod.
And I'm Meryl Climo.
We have a very, very good show for you today. Playing a little bit of catch up because we had some technical problems last week.
Yeah. I love how there's like 2 or 3 technical things that we use, and it's always like, yeah, I like it. I wouldn't put me in charge of like an electrical circuit, that's for sure.
Well, Meryl, I'm going to go ahead and let you start.
Okay, cool. We're going to start on an uplifting one. Well, kind of uplifting because I feel like there's some heavy topics today. But the sad topic, or the sad part of this, is that Nikki Bella, who, now going by her real name, Nikki Garcia, that people may realize from wrestling, Total Divas, her and her sister Brie. Anyway, I love her. I think she's so cool and pretty. She officially filed for divorce from her former husband, professional dancer Artem Chingvitsev, in September. After 3 years of marriage, they met during Dancing with the Stars, and recently their relationship had gotten really rocky to the point where there may have been I think they got like called on some abuse or, domestic situation charges on each other. So it sounded like a very toxic situation. So they are getting divorced, and I brought this up because I know it's not nice to like meddle into people's personal businesses, but her and her former boyfriend John Cena are like one of the only couples that I still have like a flame, a flittering ember, if you will, for them in my heart. And they had broken up a while back because she wanted marriage and kids. He didn't want it, and then kind of at the last minute he was like, I think I could give you marriage, and then she had already was like, it's too little too late. It's just one of those like missed times type of situation. Of course, we don't know what went on behind the scenes. Maybe there was like way more reasons that they broke up, and maybe they're totally not right for each other. But this is one of the rare Hollywood instances where I'm like, I kind of feel like they should give it another go around after she does her healing and takes some time.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I took a look at the article myself, and I don't wish bad on no one's marriage, but when people start putting their hands on each other consistently, yeah, it's probably time to move on.
Yeah,
that's not a good thing. So
definitely,
they're only 2 years into it from what I saw. So, I wish them the best, and who knows? J-Lo went back to Ben, so you never know.
I know. I never care about Hollywood couples, and but this one, I just feel like there's still maybe some like destiny that hasn't been unfinished yet. Or I don't even know, honestly, if John Cena has a wife and kids or has like moved on with the family. But I still have some hope. But I feel like Nikki's probably going to have to take some time after this before, because I think that's the mistake that we always talk about that J-Lo makes, is that immediately within like 24 hours, she is always in a new relationship. So.
That's true. Well, like I said, the way Hollywood works, I'm quite sure this is not going to be the last time we hear about her personal life.
I hope so. I never care. I really. This is one that I'm like, please. I really think because she's done the marriage thing, he's probably bachelor life. Like they're ready now. So
there you go. Well, back in the news again, Diddy. Obviously, there's more people that has come out saying that they're suing him for things that he's done in the past. The other thing is, recently Diddy said that through his attorney that he wants the names of his accusers unsealed.
Oh man!
Which I know they have to do that prior to going to court at some point, but I do understand the caution to do that because of the allegations as far as them being, attacked, them being harassed. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see how that plays out. But, I wanted to get your opinion about something.
Yeah.
Diddy's mom, obviously, no matter how bad a child is or what they do, your mom's going to always love you and care for you and be there for you. That's just what a mom does. But recently, in the last court hearing where Diddy tried to get bail, and he was denied. Now, during that hearing, right before it, his mom was walking in, and then his kids was walking hand in hand, and his mom was being heckled by the crowd.
I know.
I get why you're angry at Diddy. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but do you think it's fair to attack the family because of what someone does?
No, I think I can see where that's coming from if you're just so mad at the whole situation, and there's probably an element of them thinking like you created, you helped, you had a hand in creating this monster.
Mhm.
Um, but as far as I know, like they're not liable. They haven't come out in documents of having done anything to anyone, and maybe she didn't know. We talked before about Diddy's sad relationship or like lack of with his dad, I think, or his like
Yeah.
kind of lack of father figure. So no, I don't think so. But honestly, if I was in like the other flip side, if it was one of my family members that was hurt by Diddy or like that was it at one of those parties unwillingly and unwantingly, and like the
Mhm.
mom walked in, I probably would like have some hate for the mom too. So
Yeah.
I understand it's like a normal human emotion. It's not great, but it's definitely somewhat understandable, I think, when your loved one is like directly impacted.
Yeah, I know that, there's been things that happen where unfortunately there's been shootings and these are
Yeah.
underage kids or whatever, or very young, and they go after the parents because the parents should have known. You know, Diddy is a grown man. Diddy's my age. He's a
Right.
grown man. It's a difference.
Yeah.
I think that's stretching it too far because, again, is this family going to be proud about the things he's being accused of? Of course not. But I don't think it's right to attack the family personally because, you're basically saying they're guilty by association is what you're saying.
Right, which is obviously not the case at all, and I mean,
Mhm.
and even in saying that, it was like, you raise this kid. I feel like she did up to a point, but then, like, Hollywood and greed and probably drugs and whatever his own
Yeah.
personal situation was, it probably was up to a certain point, and then after that, he developed his weird, personality then. And then I was gonna also ask too, it's weird when you said all the party goers, their names will be released. It's almost like that seems like it should be illegal too, without a lawyer, like being able to just unleash all these names. And I know you said like they're hesitant to do that.
Yeah, unfortunately, the way our court system works is the accuser has the right of knowing who his accuser is. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, in certain cases, they may want to delay that until the very last second for, privacy. It could be for safety or a combination of things. Um, but as far as them unsealing, because from what I heard, I want to say, I think it's March. Is it March or May? Is when he goes to court.
I don't know about that.
I know it's an M. I want to say it's March, but I could be wrong. It may be May. But the thing is to have it come out because again, we don't know how true these accusations are. But one of the reasons why he's being denied bail is the fear that he's going to intimidate potential witnesses.
Yeah.
So there is a real fear there, a real fear about things going left. So I mean, like I said, everyone deserves to have their day in court, but the accusers have to be protected too.
I know. And we're coming into such interesting news media cycles in the next coming months because, there'll be like election stuff. And then
Hmm.
around Christmas, it like somewhat gets a little bit slower than the new year. So it's going to be, I don't know if it's going to work in people's favor or if they're like, I mean, I bet there's some type of strategy happening as well. To like just the way that the news is being slowly dripped out about this type of stuff.
Yeah, I agree. And with everything happening, people are getting a lot more aggressive these days too. So I
Yeah.
totally understand the abundance of caution.
I know, but I also feel like the more that time goes by, people are more and more speculating about people who are at the party. And, I think
Hmm.
at some point people are going to need answers soon as well, because I feel like there's probably innocent people that are being named and guilty people that are being left out. So,
Yeah.
because I've heard a lot of these things are like, it's these big athletes and these big movie stars, and then people will go and like guess the 10 people. And so it's like if you're a married guy with a wife who has been innocent, you're going to want the names to come out soon just so you're like exonerated of all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, again, I get it why people hate Diddy right now. and all the heckling for him. I get it, but I don't know. I just say leave the mom alone.
Yeah, I would say leave the mom alone too, and it's okay to like. I'm I feel like there's other ways. She probably feels bad as it is enough. I'm sure she's
Yeah.
getting shunned in her own community, and like her life is probably falling apart. So like the karma is coming for her, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I hate to say it. I might boo as well. I don't know. I don't know. I might be a booer. I'm sorry. I don't want to disappoint you, but for you, I won't. I won't boo anyone's mom. But like maybe I don't know. If it was Michael Vick's mom, I would boo her just for no reason, even if she didn't do anything. Okay. Well, someone that I'm actually not going to boo, but the internet is booing him is Logan Paul, who is no stranger to controversy. But
Mhm.
his latest move, he was so clear out of the woods, like he's having a baby, or he had a baby with wife Nina Agdal, and just people has really noticed that he kind of changed his image around and is now more of a family guy and a little bit more settled down, but in very Logan-esque type situations. He partnered with sandwich delivery company Lunchly and promoted the birth of his baby, which struck a nerve because in a series of photos and videos, right in the delivery room with Nina, he's like promoting it, in a lighthearted way. But in some of the pictures, Nina just looks so tired. And like, she has just given birth and she just looks like she's over it and not thinking about Lunchables in those moments.
Mhm.
And so a lot of the people say, well, this is Logan Paul, this is on brand for him. He'll use any situation like an engagement or a birth of a baby to promote his brand in some way. And then other people are just like, are you that thirsty that just everything has to be monetized?
Yeah, that's true. I get a different spin on it, believe it or not. He may be controlling the narrative because
Yeah.
when you're a big star, um, a picture of you with your newborn baby is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually. So by him getting the narrative out there, he controls that narrative. So by him putting that picture out of here, that picture is not worth any money because he's already put it out there. Because I remember back when Whitney Houston passed away, and someone took a picture of her in the casket at the
Oh
funeral,
my gosh.
and I want to say they got, I don't know, they probably got like $200,000 to $300,000 for that from a child,
Oh, gross.
and it was very disrespectful and tasteless by them doing that. So, by no means do I condone people doing that, but I do understand when celebrities start to take control of their media presence out there
Yeah.
and they do it themselves. Maybe they even make money off of it, which, you know what? If somebody's gonna make money, I would probably rather the people being taken a picture of that, let them make the money.
That's true. How baller would it be if like someone like Logan, who clearly has enough money coming in and already has enough money in the bank, and his wife is wealthy too. It would be so cool if like they use that opportunity to basically champion a nonprofit or like a different
Mhm.
cause, or to say, I'm selling these photos and like 100% of the proceeds are going to go to our charity, or like
Yes.
in the name of his new baby or something. I think that's like it actually seems like something Logan would do, like because he the flip side of him is that he actually does seem like kind and generous in some ways, but
Mhm.
yeah, that would be so much better than just like
Yeah.
using it to promote. I mean, who knows what they do with the money? I'm sure he does donate to some charitable stuff, so it could be like a third party way of giving money. But
Mhm.
I've come to expect nothing and everything from the Paul brothers.
Now, the
I don't.
only thing I would say, I hope he had permission from the mother to do that.
I know she's probably. I mean, she's marrying him, so she's probably just like, I don't even know what's happening at this point. But like, I think he's had a great glow up slash like brand change a little bit, because when he got into the WWE and like he has some really cool photos and videos on his page. Like he almost became like a travel slash influencer entrepreneur. Like he's not my favorite, but I feel like over the past couple of years, he's quasi redeemed himself from some of the drama. And I think, I don't know. I don't, like I said, I'm kind of a Paul brother apologist, even though I know they're kind of douchey.
Mhm.
I'm
I
an
hear you. I hear
apologist.
you. We'll see what else he comes out with.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever like listen to his podcast though, but it's definitely like maybe he needs to do some other brand deals because his podcast seems like it's just not happening as much. Like the charts are probably still good, but it's kind of boring.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe this will give him some inspiration.
Yeah, I think it will.
Yeah. Talk about inspiration. Did you hear about Trump? I guess lashing out at the women on The View.
Yes, one of like the 5 people left that he still has to go after.
I mean, I really don't understand this logic because, when you lash out at, comedians, talk show hosts, stuff like that, it never turns out well. It
No,
really
no,
does.
no, and all of their, and then they have the ability to like come back at you tenfold and drag it out rather than just having him have some soundbite that happens for like one day.
Yeah, I think the funniest part when they were lashing back at him was when he made the comment about, how Whoopi Goldberg's mouth is so foul or whatever. I didn't know she was going to be foul. And Whoopi goes, "You hired me 8 times, so obviously you know what my material is. What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
It was hilarious. I mean,
I almost feel like they should like whatever go after him by, because it seems like anyone that likes him, he'll immediately be like, Whoopi's the smartest woman in the whole world, I love Whoopi. That, like, I wish she almost did the opposite and said, this is really hurtful because I think Donald is so smart and I love his opinion and I'm just so hurt. And then the next day I feel like he'd be like, actually I thought about it and Whoopi is so intelligent and so classy. And then someone needs to do that.
I think if Whoopi was dead drunk, she probably still wouldn't say those words.
I know, but almost just to show people like how easily Trump can be, his opinion can change if someone likes him or doesn't like him. It's like a school bully,
Oh yeah, definitely. And the thing is, anyone who's ever watched The View knows these women cannot be bullied. None of them.
Yeah.
They're very, very strong, intelligent women.
Right. And they hold strong even against each other. But I feel like in times like this, they come together and obviously they're like, okay, we could have our differences. But then when someone comes after us as a collective, they come out swinging.
Yeah. Like I said, it's interesting. And, one of the cool things I saw this week is Kamala Harris was interviewed on Fox News, which is a big deal because usually, Democratic candidates don't go on Fox because,
right.
Not necessarily the most friendly broadcast to Democratic candidates, but she went on there. She held her own really good. And what I appreciate and what I respect is she's talking to all the people. You may not be able to convince everyone that watches Fox, but you know what? I think she gets a lot of kudos because she's not scared to get in front of people who may not agree with what she says, may not agree with her policies. And I think that's something we've been missing from our country for a long time.
I definitely do too. And I think that was some of the complaints of the right too, is just that like the left is so insular and like not willing to have nuanced takes. And I think this is an example of that, where she was respectful. She wasn't like arrogant in any way. I thought she was able to do a great job. I saw that and I'm like, God, she is not afraid. That's totally what we need.
And the real cool thing, Meryl, that I saw was even when, she was getting a lot of pushback, she held her ground and she didn't lose her cool.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. No, I think that's great. And I love the thought of Trump being like that Fox is fake news and just like her being, which, like I said, honestly, that's one of the points that I feel like, to me, he has had that correctly back in the, because I feel like CNN and Fox, like all the media they have elements of being sensational and fake and, kind of drummed up controversy. Like that is correct, but it's not just Fox. It's like a lot of the other media in general.
Yeah. I mean, just like, Kamala went on Fox, I would like to see Trump go on. Well, CNN is a little bit more mainstream down the middle. You know what? Go straight to the right. To the left and go on MSNBC.
Yeah.
Or go on The View.
Oh my God. I honestly feel like he would do great on The View. Like if he wasn't being mean to them, I feel like he could be one of the little ladies. Like he kind of has
The only problem is he probably will start off okay, and then he'll get a question or a comment that he doesn't like, and immediately goes off the rails.
I know. But I feel like if he, instead of being president, he could have just been one of like the sassy New York lady men, lady and men that just like have their opinions, and America would have loved him times a million. Like if he was on a show like that and he was one of the male just opinions and counterparts, people would be like obsessed, even both sides.
It will definitely be a watch event, let me tell you.
Yeah.
And I think their viewership for that episode will probably skyrocket.
100%, because he already has a lot of like the sassy boomer / older than boomer New York vibe of like, I didn't tell her this, like he's perfect for like daytime women sitting around a circular table. Like that's honestly, I think his calling. I wanted him and Biden to have like a show together, like a reality kind of Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie type show. I thought that would have been really cute.
That would be interesting.
I know. Okay, well, oh my gosh, this one I was not ready for. After 67 years of being iconic, the Tropicana Hotel in Vegas was demolished. It was imploded, and some people some people went to Vegas to watch it happen, which I don't know why you would ever do that, because I'd be so sad. Was making way for a new stadium and casino complex. Opening in 1957, it was known as one of the most luxurious resorts on the Strip, and since then it had a little fall from grace of kind of being lumped in the category with like Circus and the Flamingo, and but you could always get a good deal there no matter what. If you were looking for a room for like $27 or so, the Tropicana was good. And the developers announced plans in 2024 earlier this year to demolish the hotel. The new site will feature a state-of-the-art stadium catering major events and concerts. I don't know. I feel sad about this. I feel like I like the Tropicana and I wish that it was still good, but I understand we have to move into the future. But already, like, I'm not the whole sphere, and like I feel like Vegas is gonna look like Dubai pretty soon.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the iconic hotels and casinos and stuff like that are starting to disappear over time.
I know.
A lot of them haven't been really well maintained over the years, too.
Yeah, just like the same carpet from 1957. Like the Flamingo has like the very old pink colors, and it seems like it hasn't been. But I will not be okay if Circus goes away, because that's where I had my first kiss with the boy I was in love with forever and ever.
Oh, nice.
And when I say first kiss, everyone could know what I'm saying. I know this is a family show, so we'll say the first kiss, but yeah. the circus, the carpets in the circus hold a lot of dear memories to me. Not the Tropicana, luckily, but yeah, I think I don't know. I mean, it could be worse, but I also feel like Vegas needs a new stadium. In my mind, they have like 10 stadiums and a million ways to have events, but who knows?
Yeah, lately everyone wants a big new stadium, so.
I know.
We have that happening here too, where the Bears are trying to build a stadium.
Oh my gosh!
They want to build it downtown, even though they bought property in Arlington Heights. Kind of nice people, businesses can throw away money like that, but
Yeah, I also hope that all the workers of the Tropicana are able to find work, like hopefully on the Strip somewhere, or I don't know if they'll be working for the new. It doesn't seem like they're not going to have like till the time to wait until this new thing pops up, but yeah, I hope they're able to find some place to go.
Yeah, me too. Hopefully, as long as tourism stays up, I think they'll be able to find something else.
Yeah, I do too. Hopefully the win will take them all on. Maybe Trump Towers. Come on, Trump.
This is actually kind of a sad story. Georgetown former Georgetown basketball star, her name is Sydney Wilson, was shot after attacking a police officer. For everyone watching that's not aware, a police officer was called out to her apartment. Someone called for a well-being check. So the officer knocked on the door, She first opened the door, and then she slammed the door on him. And then he knocked again, saying, excuse me, ma'am, I'm just trying to check on you, make sure you're okay. And she opened the door a second time and slashed his face with a butcher knife. So, she came out, kind of like trying to charge at him, and he's backing up. He's got his weapon pulled out. It's like, stop moving. And then she lunged at him with the butcher knife. He shot her a couple of times, and then I guess 3 more times, and she was killed. There's so many emotions when I saw that, because they showed the body cam of what happened. Obviously, they didn't show the point of when she got hit with the bullets, but they kind of let you hear it. And I do commend the officer for trying to show restraint.
Yes.
Unfortunately, even in 2024, a lot of times people that look like me don't get the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
And we get shot and killed just if they think we have something. So even after his face was slashed, he probably would have been justified in opening fire, but he still tried to hold back and say, stop. And, once she lunged, obviously he has to protect himself.
Yeah.
Some people may question why the extra 3 bullets, but again, the 3 shots, but we don't know. Because with that adrenaline pumping, maybe she didn't go down right away with 2 shots and she still lunged. We don't know that because, again, they're not going to show the graphic part of that.
Exactly.
So I don't know. It's just weird. And, some people say, well, why didn't he have a taser? There's all kinds of whys and everything. It's just a sad indication. And, clearly there was some kind of mental episode that was going on that probably needed to be addressed. So I don't know. This it's a strange situation in both ways. What do you think about this, man?
I think I missed the very, very, very first part. Did you say how come he came? The reason that he originally came to her door?
For a well-being check, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that already makes me feel like you're totally right. There was some like mental thing going on. In which case, I feel like it is surprising. I mean, we don't know exactly what happened because we don't have the footage yet, as you said. But like, I wish he was able to shoot her hand or shoot we said like her leg or something that wouldn't take her out, obviously in whole, but like would stop her mid moment. But when someone is lunging at you, all the training in the world can go away if like you just have a tiny split second to react. And I agree with people of like, how come not a taser, how come not pepper spray, how come this or that, but like I don't think we know yet. But that is very sad on all accounts, because I'm sure, like, I don't know if the police officer is going to lose his job and that everyone lost someone that they love. And that's just like I can see how she probably overreacted and felt like she was in harm's way. But I don't know. I hope they're examining the footage very carefully, like more than one department, and just making sure that everything was above board.
Yeah. I mean, again, he's literally standing there with his gun and he's got blood coming down from his face from being slashed. So, like I said, for him to still hold restraint until the very last second.
Yeah.
I do give him credit for that. I really do. I sympathize with him for that. It's just a shame that it kind of went down the way it did, though.
I know. And then was anyone with him?
Well, he was by himself, but then, he called it in, and then another officer came to the scene, and then his camera caught the officer with the slash and the blood coming down from his face.
Because I feel like from the beginning, if there's like a welfare check or something, it should always be 2 people together.
You know what? That's actually not a bad idea, because when you're dealing with a well-being check, you don't know what to expect.
Right. For everyone's safety, I feel like it's better to have 2 people, like for them and the people they're checking on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a shame though, because it would have been nice if she had the help that she needed. But again, how do you prepare for someone opening the door and slashing you as soon as you?
I know.
I keep playing it back and forth, and I don't know how you prepare yourself for that. I don't know if you
No, I
can.
mean, yeah, you have to, like, you have to, and if it wasn't the police officer, like, what if someone innocent was just walking by, like, getting into their house? You don't know if she would have, like, attacked them too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's just a
that's why
sad thing, but
I think mental health is something that we definitely need to pay attention to.
oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I live in the land of people like pulling down their pants in the middle of the street and just like stuff where, like, I hate to say it, but I don't wish anyone to be dead, but I wish they would the police like put like no effort into it. So somewhere between the two things is a good thing to have. But yeah, and like just having ways of stopping these things before, whether that's like some type of taser thing that you go to,
Hmm.
or knowing, okay, she has a butcher knife, I'm gonna, like, I don't know, like, it feels like there could have been a few steps in between what happened, but we don't know.
Yeah, and I would say for everyone watching, if you have a family member that's struggling, get help,
Yeah.
or get someone to help you talk to that person. Because the sad part is that because of the fear of something going wrong, some people are kind of hesitant to call for help because they're thinking, well, I don't want my loved one killed. I just want them to get help.
Right.
So that's not a good thing either.
No. And that's where I think we need an overhaul of, like, police training and how and what we understand police people are going through. We always talk about this a lot, of just understanding that people are getting into the police force for the right reasons, and that they're getting the right
Hmm.
training, and so that way we can all be a little bit calmer. And even if someone's having a mental health crisis, like, they can have some level of trust in most police officers.
Hmm. That is true. That is definitely true.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I'm taking it happy for a minute. Where we're going to talk about a trend on TikTok that I think is so silly. Now I know you're a happily married man, but you'll have to extend reality at some point for some dream people. So the latest viral craze on TikTok is the "hear me out" trend, where people confess unconventional crushes or, like, attraction to surprising objects or people. It could be like a couch, it could be a pencil, or it could be like or like Keanu Reeves or something. But um the trend usually involves users filming a short video starting with the phrase "hear me out," followed by an explanation of why they find something or someone attractive. uh a lot of examples are like the Lion King. I saw people that were doing it over, like, a lot of Disney characters, like Ariel the mermaid, which I feel like should not be that surprising. But um
Hmm.
I saw some, like, gopher, like Puxatawny Phil the gopher. So I wanted to do our own and each pick a "hear me out." And this is just, it doesn't have to be who we want to do things with. It just could be like who we find attractive.
Okay.
So take your time and think about it.
Let's see.
Someone random, or something, or someone random.
Something or something random. I would probably say, and this is probably going to be weird to a lot of people, but I would say Lois from Family Guy.
Oh no, that's not bad at all. She's hot. She's totally hot. Her and Marge are both like hotties.
Well, the thing is, she's a full-figured woman.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? To me, she looks like a real woman,
yeah.
and everyone has their preference or whatever. But I think she would be kind of cool.
She seems like a very good one.
And just a disclaimer, in fantasy world, just saying.
I don't know your wife, but hopefully she's not going to get mad about Lois from Family Guy.
Yeah, I mean, Lois can't come to life, so she doesn't have anything to worry about.
Exactly. She's no threat. That's so funny, because I feel like, honestly, one of mine would be Peter Griffin too, because I'm like, Peter Griffin's
Wow, really?
kind of my type, but, like, I'm gonna pick like a real world Peter Griffin, which is like an out of shape Drew Carey. Like, I like when Drew Carey, like, at his heaviest, Drew Carey is, like, exactly my type.
Now, a fictitious character that would probably be a great best friend to me would be Kevin James.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah,
plays Doug Heffernan.
yeah, yeah. That's a good character.
He seems like a guy that you would love to hang out with.
A
You know what I mean? Drink a
100%.
beer, watch a game, whatever like that. You know, tries to get mischievous things past his wife that we all try to do, get caught anyway. But you know,
I think so. I think that's great. I know. I saw a lot of things where people were picking like the dog from or the rat from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know, I like not so much. I would say for me, like yeah, Drew Carey is my choice, or Peter Griffin.
there you go.
Those are some good ones. So yeah, we could do it. If anyone has a hear me out of their own, I'd love to hear it.
Yes, definitely. If anyone has that, we would love to see it in the comments or even on our social media. Let us know. That would be kind of fun to see what
Exactly.
people's
No judgment. It could
dreams.
be like it could be Snoopy. It could be anyone.
There you go. Or anything. You never know.
Yeah. Yep. It could be a random water bottle.
Someone probably does like water bottles like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, there's people that like marry their cars and stuff. So there's something for everyone.
That is true. This one is a very interesting topic. Now, you know the new iPhone out is the iPhone 16. So now, and I think it's an inside job personally, but there's this thing going around where when you order your phone, you know, the phone is delivered to your house in
Mm-hmm.
most cases. Well, what's been happening is after a phone is delivered, literally minutes later, a car pulls up and takes the phone off your porch.
Oh my gosh.
There's been instances where there have been other boxes there, you know, from other deliveries or whatever, and they don't even look at those boxes. They go straight to the phone, and it seems to be only AT&T customers
Oh,
that look.
really?
So I don't know. I mean, I'm no detective, but I'm willing to say there's an inside job going there.
Yeah, definitely. It feels like they're, I mean, that seems like also something pretty easy to trace at a certain point.
Hmm. Well, the interesting thing is that they're not even smart enough to wait. I mean, literally minutes after they drop it off and drive away, someone pulls up to pick it up.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's a, you know, UPS or FedEx drops it off, it doesn't matter. Minutes later, someone pulls up and gets the phone and drives away. Like, okay, that can't be a coincidence.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm seeing too. It says, yeah, it says like AT&T typically doesn't require signatures on delivery. Verizon and T-Mobile require a signature. So I wonder if AT&T will start that.
I'm really shocked that they don't because you know these phones are like over $1,000 each. They're not cheap phones.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the person walking up, I'm watching a video now wearing an Amazon delivery vest and plucking the package.
Yes.
And they said there's some videos where the heist was so quick that in some videos the FedEx driver and the thief cross paths. What if they're like walking by, like high fiving each other?
Yeah,
I think porch pirates are like such a. I think it should be a really big penalty and punishment for that.
I agree. I agree.
Because I think you need to set the precedent of like I think people need to be like overly sentenced and not death or anything like that obviously, but like I think they need to set a precedent to show that that's like you get a big penalty.
Yeah, I think what they need to do is take a strong look at it because when you see that many people doing this, that's not just random. That's an organized
Yeah.
crime section doing that, you know. So I think that definitely needs to be taken a look at. And you know, the thing is, you know, a lot of people go, well, you know, it's a victimless crime. No, it's not. The way it's not a victimless crime is the company that has their items stolen that they have to replace to the customer that purchased them costs money. They're not going to eat that money. They're going to
Right.
spread it out to the rest of the customers. So it's
Yeah.
not free.
Right. And any I would argue that like a crime is not always victimless because you're also I mean this is like a bigger philosophical thing, but like if someone's committing a crime in other ways like they're all you and that person is like the victim also because they're acting in ways that are like not good for society and like anytime you commit a crime it's like not good for you. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? There's bigger repercussions, whether it's like people believe in karma or not, but it's like, then you're in other ways, you're probably not greatly contributing to society. So I would argue that like any crime has victims, and ultimately the victim is that person, but that's a bigger topic.
Oh yeah. And then, a couple of times they showed on the video where there was someone, when they went up to get the phone, they had a gun in their hand.
Oh my gosh.
So can you imagine if the homeowner came out at the same time? That could go
Yeah,
bad really, really, really fast.
I know.
So, like I said, I don't think it's a victimless crime, but I do agree with you. There needs to be something done with this, because this is kind of getting out of hand now.
Yeah, I just had this conversation yesterday. One of my best girlfriends here in LA she was at the gym in North Hollywood, and she had her purse in her car, but like not out on the seat. It was kind of tucked under. But then
Mhm.
when she came back, it was parked in a parking garage. And then when she came back to her car, the car window was completely broken into, and they had stolen her purse and everything. And she was so like apologetic, or she kept on blaming herself, saying, I shouldn't have done that, I should know better, I should. And I was like, yes, but to a certain point, like, we shouldn't have to live in a society where you can't just leave your purse like peeking out, and that people are going to take it and smash your windows, or you know what I mean? Like, we
Yeah.
shouldn't have to be like that. And I can see if you leave your purse somewhere out on the bench, like maybe someone will go through it, but like the thought of someone breaking someone else's car window, like, that's not your freaking property, like, go away from that. And so, like, she felt so bad, but I'm like, no, we should be able to have a society where you, like, it's your car, it's enclosed in your stuff, like everyone else got out. So yeah.
Yeah, that's so true.
And if
But
you break into someone else's car, like, the penalties are really, really bad. And like, I just don't feel bad for feeling that way. Like, and I'm sorry if people are like hard up and everything, but there's different. Committing a crime should not be one of the solutions.
I agree. I agree. And the sad part is, most of the time, the people you're robbing are people that are barely making it themselves.
Yes, 100%. Yes, and like,
I mean,
yes, yeah,
don't get me wrong. I don't condone robbery or anything else at no point. But what really kind of stings more is, especially when you hear about people getting stuck up in poor neighborhoods, it's like, dude, they're just as poor than you.
I
I
know.
mean, again, I don't condone anything, but it'd be different if you're in a rich neighborhood trying to rob people. You're robbing your own people that
Yes,
don't have anything. I
yeah,
never understood that to save my life.
I know, and you don't know too. It's like, even robbing a rich neighborhood, you may be robbing someone that like worked their way out of some type of system and like sent themselves to college, and sent, like, you may be
True.
robbing someone that like bet their life savings on themselves, and it ended up working out. And then it's just like, yeah, you don't know. So I think it's crazy, but I think it has to be like, especially if you're robbing from an individual, the punishment has to be like extra high. So we'll see.
I agree.
Okay, well, I already don't like porch pirates, but another another very unlikable group, according to a study, is people on dating apps who highly, highly edit their photos. They edit and filter their faces to the gods, and then it doesn't look real anymore. So, a new study on SciPost revealed how the use of photo filters on dating apps affected users' likability and success rates. The study found that lightly edited photos with minor enhancements like adjusting the brightness or removing blemishes were well received and leading to higher match rates. However, when the filters were used excessively, altering facial features or skin tones, users reported lower levels of trust and likability towards these profiles. So, I mean, I think we knew this a few years ago when the Snapchat filter of like everyone looking like a dog was really popular. I
Mhm.
think that had its heyday, and now we kind of want a little bit more real looking type filters. I can't
Yep,
imagine dating and trying to like find a partner and having people. It's like you need to show people what you look like.
I agree. Sadly enough, I'm not surprised about this.
Yeah, yeah,
But the thing is, and some people don't understand is, um, yeah, I get it. You want to look your past. You want to use the filters to make take this away, that away, lighten or darken your skin. Here's the problem. At some point, you're probably going to meet each other face.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And, some people may kind of take a double take like, wow, who are you? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Or if like you make your arms like so skinny or add biceps that aren't there, and then yeah, it's like I'd rather people be like excited when they see me rather than disappointed. Like I always try to be like, okay, like I'm gonna look very normal to not good on social media, and then in real life maybe I'll look better. But yeah, I think it's kind of you don't want people to be like feel like they're getting catfish.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I remember we were talking about this on one episode, and I think the cool thing is if you're single, to meet someone in an everyday place, like a grocery store or something. Because
Yeah.
the thing about a grocery store, most people do not look their best when they go into a grocery store.
Right. Yep.
So you kind of see who they are for what they are.
Yes.
So I think that's pretty cool because, to me, when you're superficial, I shouldn't say superficial, that's wrong. When you're doing all the extra filters, you're changing this, you're changing that, stuff like that, some people may look at it as, well, are you a genuine person?
Right.
And you could be a genuine person, but again, the first thing they look at is you as a person. And then from there, they build on to that with conversation and stuff. So if you're overly using these filters, I would not be surprised, and I'd be interested to find out, but I would not be surprised if most people, when they saw you in real life, your relationships don't really manifest like they should. And I could be
Yeah.
wrong.
No, I think you're right. I think you're totally right. And like a lot of times when I'm out and about working, I'll just be people watching as well, whether it's like in Whole Foods when I'm sitting and writing or at coffee shops. And like if you're a woman, like I notice men noticing women that are beautiful, but they're just wearing like everyday clothes or like especially workout clothes or like so I feel like if you're single, how you said it's the best strategy to like look somewhat nice and somewhat presentable, but then like take yourself to a grocery store or a coffee shop and just kind of like be out and about and be approachable rather than like filtering yourself and staying home.
I agree. The biggest thing is be approachable because, there's a lot of women that say, oh, there's no good men. No one approaches me. And you have to kind of step back. Are you approachable?
Right.
Because, if you have this unfriendly demeanor, a lot of guys won't approach you. Even especially the nice guys, they won't approach you because, guys' egos could be very fragile. So if we kind of think you're going to shoot us down, no, we're not going to walk up to you and talk to you.
Exactly. Especially if someone's dressed like in like prom gear or evening wear and it's just, you're going shopping for like celery or something. Like
That is true. That is true. So hopefully people starting to lighten up off these filters, but I think the filters are here to stay, unfortunately.
I know. But yeah, especially, I mean, it sucks that it has to be a certain way, but I feel like the idea of like men filtering their photos so much is just like, ew, why are you doing that? Like men should only use filters for like editing photos of mountains and trees and stuff, not their triceps.
That's true. Well, I guess
leave it to the girls and the gays.
Disclosure for me, I have never used a filter.
You haven't?
Nope, never used it.
You mean right now you don't even have the beauty retouch on? This is just how naturally beautiful you are?
Oh, thank you, Meryl.
I can't believe
I'll send you that extra money later. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Well, I think we're going to end this out on a very, very, very funny note. Now, obviously, people tell you do not feed wild animals. It's not a good idea for various reasons. Well, this one woman's home was invaded by over 100 raccoons.
Oh my gosh. Kind of my dream, but I mean.
And it started off where I guess there was a small family of raccoons, and she gave them food. And what ended up happening was, a couple of times I guess they came back with a few friends. The next thing you know, the whole pack came. So now her whole backyard was just overtaken by 100 raccoons.
Oh my gosh.
That would scare the daylights out of
you. Yeah. Especially you don't know if some of them might have diseases or like, because in theory, if they were all cuddly, cute raccoons, I mean, this is like a dream. I'd want them to climb on me and just kiss me and everything. But yeah, if they might have diseases or things that they're passing, fleas, like not good.
Yeah, and then also too, especially like when you're in the wild, like in a forest or something, and people feel, oh, the bear is cute. Let me feed the bear. Okay, yeah, that didn't go too well for a lot of people.
Yeah, not at all. And then even if it goes well, like in that moment, then it makes them dependent on humans, and then it kind of messes up their life. And like in a lot of babies, like their moms won't touch them after they have contact with humans.
That's so true. And the thing is too, like, let's say for example, you see a little cub, and you're like, oh, the cub is real cute. Well, here's the thing: you don't know how close that mama bear is.
Right.
So you pick up that bear, that cub, you don't realize the mama bear is watching you, and things are gonna go left very, very fast.
I know. I hear you, but I also I want a house full of skunks so badly.
Wow,
And I want them
skunks.
I want like a million skunks, and then when my boyfriend comes home from work, I want them to spray him just like all in one act. To me, that would be so funny. I don't know why. I need to go to therapy of like why this is my fantasy, but I would
I
just be
hope
like
he's not
me and
watching this episode.
No, no, no. The good part is he watches nothing I do, but like I just want him to come home and like have one complaint about his day, and then all of a sudden just like my symphony of skunks just smash him. It's the little things.
I hope you're gonna have a whole barrel full of tomato juice.
I hope so. No, we just live in that. This is our new life. I just want to live in this mouth.
Wow, this was a great episode. A lot
It was
of
fun.
interesting stuff, a lot of fun stuff. Good balance of topics this week.
I know, and I know we didn't mention this, but obviously the sad thing that happened yesterday with Liam Payne, the One Direction. Have you heard about that?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes,
like I knew this wasn't really part of it because right now there's not a ton to say other than just it's sad. He seemed like he was dealing with obviously some bigger issues before, but yeah, very tragic.
Did they come up? It's probably too early, but do they kind of know what happened, what led to it, or is it
Like
still too early?
who knows? It could change, but like minutes before we started recording, I did hear that the hotel said that it looked like he did jump, but like we don't know. That was one source that I heard reporting on another source. So that was what I heard, but allegedly.
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty sad. I mean, you never know what a person's going through.
No.
Be kind to everyone because someone could be walking through the depths of hell and you would never know it.
Right. And I think like a few years ago, I kind of used to think like, oh, that person's a druggie or that person's like an alcoholic. But as we learn more and more, especially about like music industry, we don't know what happened to him at age 14 or, when he joined One Direction and like as his journey in the industry went on, we don't know like the kind of things that happened to him. So it's like a
True.
lot of the times like very sensitive people are the ones that end up being addicts or, kind of getting into that kind of stuff. So
Sure. Well, definitely condolences to his family, his friends and family.
yep.
Well, Meryl, what do you have coming up on the calendar?
Oh my goodness. This is so funny. I look and I'm on tomorrow. I'm going to a Halloween clown house, which it sounds like one of my shows, but it's not. But I honestly think the next. Oh yeah, okay. If anyone is in the Hollywood area on Tuesday, October 9th, or sorry, Tuesday, October 29th, I'm doing a show at a place called the State Social House. That will be very fun. So I'm one of many great comedians that night, and then I'll just be getting ready for Halloween.
Nice, nice, nice. Halloween is right around the corner.
I know. Now I want to be one of the raccoons that came to someone's house.
You know what? I would not be surprised if people wear some raccoon costumes.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, I could dress up like a raccoon, but I think for my size, I'd probably scare the daylights
Oh,
out of
no, I want you to be a bear, a Chicago bear, like your wife
There
does.
you go.
I'm putting my vote in for that too.
Well, everyone, we had a great time. Thank you so much for watching us. And if you want to watch this episode again or other shows and episodes, go to lrodtvnetwork.com and don't forget to support us and tell everybody about who we are and what we do. I'm Lawrence Elrod.
And I'm Meryl Climo.
Have a great, great day, everyone.
Yay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let's go ahead and kill the live stream here.
Cool.